Hey, Andrew from Ozito. Today I'm going to show you how to get the most out of your multifunction tool. With so many different various blades that you have, there's a few little tips and tricks I can share with you. For example, the paint scraper. When you're scraping paint, to get the minimal amount off, you want your blade to be fairly flat, and then you slowly lift it up because the blade's going to be moving in this sideways motion up and down. You just want to keep it reasonably flat, then move it up until you start removing your material. If you move it up too high, it can actually behave a bit like a chisel, which could be also handy. And the quick change handle makes it really simple because I'm now on to the next project to change the blades. While you're working with your multifunction tool, it's always important to make sure your material is nice and secure. In this case, I'm going to clamp it down to the bench. And you can put on a plunge blade like this one for wood and plastic. And when using a plunge blade, it really means that you can cut straight down in timber, but you can also do it on the flat and cut into timber and even remove some material to hone it down a little bit. It can be used sideways that way or that way, but it's really important to note that it's got a bit of flex in the blade, so you'll need to either play it a little bit flat or lift it up to get more material removed. And nice and straight, and when it's nice and straight, it's really easy to grab and hold with two hands, so you can be really secure and get a nice straight cut. And when you've got the metal blade, it's much like the timber and plastic blade. It does have a bit of flex in it, but you'll note when it's a metal blade that the teeth are a lot finer, and this is important to be able to cut through the harder materials like nails. And because this is moving from a side to side action, you should be able to just go straight into it. However, sometimes it does help to give it a bit more movement as well, so you can clear all the debris out of the cut. Another big plus is the fact that you can easily move this into any position, which makes it really easy to get into some of those hard to get to spots, like along this piece of timber here, for example. The semicircular cutting blade makes it really easy to cut out some things like underneath your skirting boards or underneath your door jamb if you're laying floating floor. So you can get in nice and close and cut off nice fine materials, but the half circular part of it means that you can actually do a lot of this sort of movement, which helps with the blade clearing of the debris as well as with the cutting action, meaning you can then go nice along all one edge by doing this rocking backwards and forwards function. The final blade we put in your kit is a sanding head. And the beauty of the sanding head is you've got three tips here, which means that you can get into all sorts of spaces by moving it around in whichever direction you like. It's got a nice sort of slightly curved edge here, so when you're sanding, you can actually move it right close to the edge and get all the material you want to move it near the edge. And the Velcro pad makes it simple to change it up between whatever grid of paper you're using. When this is moving, the tip is the most aggressive part, and that's really important to realize that sometimes you'll need to put it a little bit on its edge to make that tip activate. So if you really needed to get a lot of material removed in the corner, but if you've got just a medium amount of material to remove and you want to remove it from the whole base, keep it nice and flat. If you do use the tip a lot, it will wear out. So it's important to note that this base is sold on its own because this will wear out over a period of time, and you'll need to replace this whole pad. And to help you buy any blade that will fit our machine, we have this universal adapter. And it'd be really cool if you could share your cool tips with us or any of the projects you're working on at the moment.